4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to the final program covering the 2017 Asia Pacific Rally Championship, where we recap the season, then head to South India to find out who'll become the 2017 APRC Drivers' Champion. After 4 rounds, just 6 points separate local hero Gaurav Gill and his Scandinavian teammate Ollie Christian Veiby. The battle between them has raged all through the season, with Gill taking the first win in a wet and wintry New Zealand round, the Rally of Finland. The win could so easily have gone to 21-year-old Veiby though, who was leading by 33 seconds at the start of day 2, until a suspension problem and then a loss of brakes on stage 14 cost him time and the lead. But the Norwegian had his revenge at the next round in Australia, held in the hills around the national capital, Canberra. It was the first time that any of the current APRC drivers had driven the Canberra roads, and it was a tight fight from the beginning, with Gill taking the initial lead. Veiby made his move on stage 3, winning the test and establishing a 5-second lead. The MRF Skoda drivers weren't having it all their own way though, as Finland's Jari Ketemaa in a Mitsubishi Mirage was running as high as 2nd, until a small off cost him 20 seconds. Although he pushed hard for the rest of the event, he never quite recovered the time. Gill moved back to the top of the leaderboard in the afternoon of day 1, but only by 9/10 of a second. Veiby responded on the very next stage, taking the lead once again, and this time edging ahead to lead day 1 by 12 seconds. Overnight rain made the Sunday stages slippery and unpredictable, Veiby using this to his advantage and arriving back at the Canberra Airport Service Park, the overall winner of the event, and the FIA APRC Pacific Cup. Next up was Malaysia, where weather can play a huge part, and once again it did. The super slippery roads first catching out Veiby, who whacked a tree, losing 20 seconds. A few kilometres later it was Gill's turn, his incident proving way more serious as it bent his Skoda's steering arm.
Shot 6 or 8 jump.
It left him to limp the car to the end of the stage and cost him over 5 minutes.
I just turned 90 right and I caught more grip than I anticipated, and it just clipped the base of the tree. I thought it'll just go over, but I think there was some big roots on the base of the tree.
And so the big story of the Malaysian rally was Gill's fight back from 6th place, gradually catching the rest of the field and going into the very last stage 2.9 seconds behind 2nd place Ketemaa, and arriving at the finish 19 seconds ahead of him. More important than the 2nd placing was the recovery of points, keeping Gill within 10 points of Veiby heading to the next round in Japan. This was to be another event where one stage determined the outcome, Ketemaa riding himself out of contention with this massive jump on stage 3, which ripped off the sump guard on his car, resulting in an engine failure a few kilometres later. Veiby, on a flyer, attempting to catch rally leader Gill, first broke a damper on his Skoda, then shortly after, he was off the road and into retirement. He restarted the rally the next day, salvaged some points by being fastest on the leg, but still left Japan 6 points behind rally winner Gill.
This was my time to have some bad luck, and we got it yesterday, and we couldn't finish the day. But today has been really good, and we won the day, get maximum points that we could, and yeah, the championship is still on, and yeah, it will be a really exciting rally in India to make the champion. So we'll aim for that for sure.
So after trailing Baby in the points for the previous 2 events, Gill's championship was back on track. It was set then for a classic battle at the championship finale. But first, just a week prior, saw the final round of the 2017 World Rally Championship in Australia, where we caught up with former APRC driver Essapeka Lappi, a man whose WRC career had got off to a magical start when he won his home event, the Rally of Finland, for the new Toyota team. We asked Lappi if competing in the 2013 Asia Pacific Rally Championship had helped his rally career.
To be honest, I think yes. I mean, it was really nice to, first of all, to get used to the jet lag, time differences, to understand how to work with that, how to recover as fast as possible. And then, okay, second of all, as well, the rallies. I mean, every rally was on gravel, but let's say the surface is still different in every rally. And also in here, in Australia, we did one rally in Queensland. Okay, it's maybe not straight helping in here, but anyway, I mean, we have been here before. So it's always, when you have more experience from each country, it helps you when you go back. So I think it's a good series for sure.
Lappi's Toyota team boss is Tommi Makinen, a former World Rally champion who competed in the APRC in 1995 and 96 for the Works Mitsubishi Rally team. He has fond memories of the Asia Pacific series.
I remember beginning early during my own career when started with Mitsubishi 95. It was really big helpful to me. I remember we did all Asian Pacific rounds.
Makinen feels that competing in the APRC has really benefited Lappi.
It is big help for him. He knows where he is coming, and yes, that's definitely more familiar feeling when you jump in a car, and rallying is so difficult when you're really fighting to go fastest. You need to understand every little details and understand how to drive in different conditions and handle the different grip and whatever. There's so many different elements.
A few weeks later, Lappi was back in the Asia Pacific region, this time at the Fuji circuit in Japan, entertaining the crowds at the Toyota Gazoo Racing Festival.
Good tires for the show. I mean, a lot of smoke also inside of the cars. I hope they enjoy it. I couldn't do better.
Join us after the break for the Asia Pacific Rally Championship finale in India. After Gill and Baby have scrapped over the title all year, when the MRF Skoda teammates arrive in India for the finale, the expectation is it'll be an all-out fight here for the FIA APRC Drivers' Trophy. As outright winner of the 2016 Coffee Day India Rally, Gill appears to have the advantage. However, the approach of both drivers is simple and straightforward.
It's make it or break it, and you know, the 6-point advantage that we have doesn't really matter, because whoever wins this rally pretty much wins the championship, so that's about it.
Baby has enjoyed the opportunity to compete in the Asia Pacific Rally Championship and is looking forward to fighting again with his teammate.
For sure, it's been a great experience, and I think both me and Gurav has taken big steps this year. We have been pushing each other on every rally, and yeah, that's what you got to do to be better. So it's been a very learningful year, and hopefully, yeah, this last rally will be good for us.
After good finishes in New Zealand and Australia, Indian driver PG Abhilash has already won the APRC Production Cup for 2017 and is keenly aware how difficult India Rally is to finish.
Have you done this event before?
I've done like 6 times. So it's one of my favorite because it's technical and you have to hold yourself because you can't let it go because it's like too many corners and one small mistake you're off, then you can't come back.
New Zealander Mike Young and co-driver Malcolm Reed arrive in India after a successful first outing in the World Rally Championship in Rally Australia, where they brought home their Citroën DS3 first in the two-wheel drive category and 4th overall in the Australian Rally Championship. Young is in a two-wheel drive car again here, but switches to a development R2 spec Volkswagen Polo. Reed, though, has run into problems before the rally starts.
Yeah, I did recce by myself today, so yeah, Malcolm's got a bit of a sore tooth, which is kind of affecting how he's talking. So you kind of need to talk when you're a co-driver. So yeah, but it should be okay. Lucky we're here last year, so we've got the pace notes and in-car and stuff to watch to make sure.
Young's Volkswagen India teammate for the event is Shafraz Junaid from Sri Lanka, previously a navigator for APRC driver Dinesh Dehiragoda.
Yeah, thanks to Dinesh, I think I'm here today because I navigated him. He gave me the opportunity and the taste for it, and today I'm driving.
Sumit Punjabi is entered in a Mitsubishi Evo 7, bringing some international rallying experience.
I rallied in India for 2013, 14 and 15. Moved to the US, I was rallying pretty much all of 16 and all of 17 I was rallying in the US. And I was in India around this time of the year right now, and the event was happening. So I'm like, might as well.
Friday afternoon's opening stage at Amber Valley School attracts a massive crowd to see the drivers speeding through the school grounds. It's a huge occasion for the local community and a win for Gill, who pips Vaby by just 0.2 of a second. Third fastest is Abhilash in his Group N Subaru. Young has the two-wheel drive Volkswagen Polo screaming to be 4th quickest of the APRC entrants.
Jump 5 right.
Next day, the field heads out to the coffee plantations, where the real rally starts. 143 kilometres of the tightest and twistiest stages in the whole Asia Pacific Rally Championship.
6 right over deep, 100.
Not surprisingly, Gill is quickest, but the margin he beats Vaby by is unexpected. Near the end of the stage, Vaby's in trouble with the Skoda's handling. And now he spins. He eventually crosses the finish line 53 seconds slower than his teammate. Co-driver Stig Scaramon is very concerned and conveys that to the team while the car's refueled. Vaby has a half spin again on the next stage, the Skoda clearly performing badly as the Norwegian can only manage the 5th fastest time. And by the end of stage 5, he's dropped to 4th overall, 7 minutes behind rally leader Gill.
OC, unfortunately things haven't gone well for you this morning.
No, on the first stage, halfway through the stage, happened something with the front diff, it seems like, and we have only rear-wheel drive, so yeah, not so easy to drive.
No, especially it's very slippery as well.
Yeah, and it's very tight some places, so I just tried to, make the car to the service, and let's see what we can do.
With Vaby dropping down the order, Abhilash and Young are having a great battle over second spot. Abalash, in a turbocharged four-wheel drive Subaru, has the faster car, but it's also big and heavy. Young, on the other hand, has only two-wheel drive and no turbo, but his Volkswagen Polo is light and nimble, perfectly suited to these narrow and twisty roads. By the end of stage 4, Young is only 3 seconds behind second-placed Abalash.
30, one left.
And at the finish of stage 5, he has the gap down to just 0.3 of a second.
3 right, 20.
But both drivers have their problems.
Going good?
Yes.
Yeah, but we have a small issue. Idle speed, the car is shutting off.
Yes.
Only thing that, it's okay.
How about your brakes?
Brakes are good, but I had a small hit on the tree, so it's going good. Happy. Having fun.
Now Young arrives at the end of stage 5, accompanied by the smell of burning oil.
So Mike, looks like a bit of smoke around.
Yeah, we've been leaking oil since the start, so we're sniffing plenty of fumes, and it's been very difficult this morning. You can see our front brakes are very badly glazed, so I can't really even use them. I'm just touching them at the moment.
Yeah.
And I'm getting oil pressure low all the time, so I have to reset that. But it's very challenging. It's been hard, but it's okay.
Touring to the next stage, Young and Reed discover they have a more serious and terminal problem, a leaking fuel tank.
Just as we stopped here, some of the locals have let us know that the fuel's leaking out, and it's leaking out pretty badly out of the tank as well, so I think that's game over for now.
With Young out, his teammate Junaid moves up a spot to 4th place. His Volkswagen Polo doesn't have the same modifications as Young's, and he has to take a more considered approach. However, he arrives back at lunchtime service in 4th place overall.
Jeffries, how's your morning gone?
I think better than the few others. I managed to finish all the stages. We have been having some issues, and the LSD's also got really weak, and it's really not handling. The car is really not handling, and I have RPM issues, handling issues. So anyway, I'm just nursing the car and came to the service park.
Punjabi has tried to drive out of a stage with a puncture, and now his Mitsubishi is not handling either.
So we had a flat on the 3rd stage, and we thought we could drive it out. So we kept driving, and then right about 3 or 4 kilometers from the end, the tires just shed, and then we couldn't go any further, so we had to pull over, change tires, and then we had some issues with the jack, and then one thing after another. We lost about 20 minutes right there.
Over at Skoda, there's a massive team effort underway to change the gearbox, clutch, right side front suspension and airbox on baby Skoda, all in a 20-minute service break. Amazingly, he leaves with 1 minute to spare. Even so, one of the mechanics is still not happy. He feels they should have been able to do the job faster. The challenge now for Vaby is to see how many places he can make up and whether he can catch Gill and win the championship. Find out how he fares after the break. With his MRF Skoda back to full health, Vaby sets out to see what's possible. With an 18-minute deficit, it's a near impossible task to catch rally leader Gill. However, second place is possible, as Abalash's heavier and slower Group N Subaru is 9 minutes ahead, with 9 stages to go. Abalash's task is not being made easy by a faulty throttle body. His Subaru's engine cutting out in slow corners, sometimes bringing him to a complete stop. So Vaby is catching him by better than a minute per stage. And by the end of the day, the young Norwegian driver is just 2 minutes behind the second-placed Abalash. Gill is still 17 minutes ahead of his teammate, and given his commanding position, he's even been able to do some tyre testing for MRF, using the same set of rear tyres for the whole day.
100.
And how are you feeling after a lot, 140 odd K today?
Oh, my fingers are a little sore. I think I must have changed a few thousand gears today, all day. But yeah, it's great fun. This rally teaches you so much, and it's so difficult to drive all the time because you have to be so precise, and you have to be maybe not inch but maybe millimeter perfect sometimes because there's no margin for error.
And it's a real shame what obviously happened to OC.
Yeah, absolutely. I was quite disappointed. I felt sorry for him, what happened to him. It would have been great to have a fight right to the finish, but this is the sport and it can happen to anyone.
As the competitors head out to the stages the following morning, it's market day in one of the local villages. Gill wins the first stage of day 2 by 2 seconds from Veiby. But the Norwegian cuts the deficit to Abelash down to 26 seconds. By stage 14, he's taken second place. But unless Gill has a problem, that's as good as it will get for the Norwegian. Young returns to action on day 2 with a new fuel tank in his Volkswagen and sets top 3 times for the first 3 stages, only to then pull over and retire near the end of the final test, this time with fuel starvation problems.
130. Think right.
Abelash, after his first full season in international rallying, is on track for a podium finish on his home rally. But devastatingly, his Subaru's engine fails after he's completed all the stages as he tours back to Chikmagalur for the finish line ceremony. After getting so close to a standout result, he's forced to retire, a non-finisher. Abelash's demise is Junaid's gain. He brings his Volkswagen home into a fantastic, somewhat unexpected 3rd place overall. India Rally 2017 is Gaurav Gill's event though, and with this win, he and co-driver Stefan Prevost become the 2017 Asia Pacific Rally champions, celebrating as they cross the finish line. They have led from the very first stage and dominated the entire event.
It's been a great year, very difficult, but I'm happy that we had a strong teammate who pushed us, and it's always something new to learn.
And you've had a good car, good tyres all year too.
Perfect car, no dramas. I would love to thank the team, and especially MRF Tyres. They worked really hard on getting us some new special tyres for this rally. They worked absolutely amazing.
Veiby, while disappointed that he didn't win the championship, is very happy with the driving experience he's gained during the year.
It's a shame that it happened yesterday with the differential, but there's nothing we can do with it. And yeah, big congrats to Gaurav. It's been a fantastic year driving together with him. Yeah, I've taken some big steps this year.
At the finish, the luckless Abelash does still have something to celebrate when he's presented with the FIA APRC Production Cup. Gill and Veiby are first and second in the Worth Cup, while the MRF Tyres operation is presented with the APRC Teams Trophy for 2017. The whole team gets on the podium to celebrate Skoda winning the Manufacturers' Cup, and of course the big prize for Gaurav Gill and Stefan Prevost, the FIA APRC drivers and co-drivers titles. They are clear winners in both championships, winning by 14 points ahead of Veiby and Scaramon respectively. In the Worth Cup, Gill ends up 29 points ahead of Veiby, while Swedish driver Robert Blomberg takes 3rd place. That wraps up the APRC for 2017. a series where there have been plenty of incidents and challenges as the championship moved from the South Pacific in New Zealand and Australia, then on to Southeast Asia and the challenges of the Malaysian Rally. That was followed by a journey to Japan's northern island of Hokkaido and the forests near Obihiro. Then it was west to the finale in South India. Join us again in 2018 when the FIA Asia Pacific Rally Championship will get underway in New Zealand in May. China Rally is back in the championship, with the event returning to stages around the city of Longyu.
4, 3, 2, 1, go.